My name is Kaito Imada, and the summer before my senior year of high school, I experienced heartbreak for the first time in my life. What did I see that devastated me? Well, that was the sight of my girlfriend, Kuroka Harimoto, cheating on me with my best friend, Koya Kuzutani. Kuroka?
What? Oh dear, I guess we got caught. This is your fault, Koya, for coming after me in a place like this, you know.
Well, why not? In any case, you were planning on breaking up with him anyway, right? The two of them didn't seem to have any regret whatsoever. If anything, they were acting like they didn't care if they were caught or not. What's going on here, Kuroka?
What do you mean? It's exactly what it looks like, isn't it? I got tired of going out with you. But also, Koya is just a better guy in general anyway.
What do you mean Koya's a better guy? But, I mean, you were the one that asked me out when we were freshmen, remember?
I just wanted the status of having a boyfriend, that's all. And then, if I asked you out who didn't seem popular anyways, I figured I would be able to get a boyfriend easily. But then Koya, who is actually popular, said that he likes me, so there's no need for you anymore.
Koya, the reason that you were always with me was because… That's right, it was to make Kuroka mine. Well, I really struggled, trying to make sure that nobody around me could tell. But that's why it was the perfect camouflage, to act like your best friend. I mean, it looks like Kuroka wasn't actually that interested in you to begin with anyway. So now this works out for everybody. So let's just leave it at that. This works out for everybody, you say? Let's just leave it at that, huh? That was completely in favor of just the two of them. There wasn't one thing that worked out for me. However, no matter what I say, I just sound like a loser, barking in the corner. If there was anybody who had seen this entire situation, perhaps it would have been different. But in a situation where nobody was watching, who would everybody believe? The two of them or me? The loser. I didn't have any standing to be able to fight against the two of them. I just have to let this go for now, hoping that I'll get my revenge someday.
Hey Kaito, do you have a minute?
Manami? This person was our school student council president, Manami Shirahoshi. What was the student council president doing behind the school grounds? Wait. That's right. I came back here in the first place because you asked me to come here. What did you want to talk to me about? To be honest, I'm not really in the mood to talk to anybody.
I'm going to cut straight to the point. Will you play the role of my boyfriend?
Excuse me? I think I just misheard you. Did you say that you want me to play the role of your boyfriend?
That's right. There's no problem with that, is there? Because you're single and free now anyway.
Ah! You were watching?
Well, yeah. I was here because I asked you to meet me here in the first place. Well, it seemed like she had a bad personality anyway, so maybe it's better for you in the end, isn't it?
But I'm still angry about it.
Well then, let's get revenge.
Revenge? What do you mean? What are you planning on doing?
It's very easy. It may not seem like it, but I'm pretty popular within the school.
I knew that. Not only was she cute on the outside, she was also very intelligent, and she was the daughter of the CEO of a major financial conglomerate, so she was extremely popular. I've heard of multiple guys asking her out until now, and her rejecting all of them.
I bet those two are going to treat you like a worthless human, and they're going to try to make fun of you. But as long as you're dating me, they can't do that, and if anything, it means that I chose you even after rejecting all those guys up until now, and that Kuroka let go of such a valuable guy. And if that was the case, how do you think it's gonna make her look?
Would that make it seem like she has no taste in guys? But then, wouldn't some people see that as you stealing me from Kuroka?
That's why, once those two start becoming lovey-dovey in front of everybody, that's when we could start pretending like we're dating. And plus, I do have one trick up my sleeve that I've been holding on to.
Those two were clearly looking down on me. That's why, without paying any consideration to me, I'm sure they would start being all over each other in front of everyone. And no matter what anybody else might think, I'm sure they would brush it off that I was the one that did something wrong. And that's why I was very thankful for Monami's suggestion. However, I feel like there are no merits to doing this for you, but what exactly are you trying to do?
There is some merit to this. Actually, my family is trying to set me up in an arranged marriage.
Arranged marriage? I see. I feel like I'm about to get roped into something very complicated. This just might be a far-fetched guess, but are you gonna ask me to meet your family?
As usual, you're very smart and it helps me. I want to show that I already have a boyfriend, so that they'll take away the arranged meeting.
If we pretend to be in a relationship at school, we would have to keep it up for a while. And I guess you would be able to fool your family that way too.
That's exactly it. And that way at school, you don't have to feel that bad either. So it's a good idea, isn't it?
This wasn't something that I could call a good idea at all. It was definitely a big risk to be fooling these people from a major financial conglomerate. But that being said, Monami has always looked after me in many ways. Excuse me. After that, I decided to accept her offer, but she quickly wanted me to meet her family, so I was taken to her mansion. It was seriously huge. I was taken there in a limousine, but from entering the gate to getting to the actual house actually took quite a bit of time. The front yard was way too big.
And this would be the master's room.
This area has a very different feel to it.
This is a traditional Japanese-style room. That was my grandfather's preference.
Does that mean I'm going to be greeting her grandfather and not her father?
Sir, I have brought here your granddaughter and Mr. Imada.
So, you're the bastard who's made my sweet granddaughter fall for you! Ah! For a moment, I couldn't wrap my head around what was happening. All of a sudden, the grandfather came flying out of the door. I don't approve of this one bit. I don't know who you are or where your family comes from, and I am not going to give you my sweet granddaughter. Oh, this person, he's the type that's impossible to get through to. As the head of a major financial conglomerate, I expected to meet a very calm yet strict old man. However, it seems that reality was completely different.
Grandfather, as I spoke to you before, I have brought my boyfriend who I have the pleasure of dating. His name is Kaito.
Like I said, I don't approve of this!
Perhaps marriage is a different story, but I believe I don't need your permission to be dating somebody. Is that correct?
If I say I won't allow it, I won't allow it! And if you're going to insist, then you need to pass the Shirahoshi family exam!
In the event that one of us wants to marry somebody that they love, instead of a political marriage of the family, then there is an exam in place that they have to take. It stems from the idea that they only approve of people who are worthy of this family. And if you are somebody with the intelligence to clear the exam, then they will make a special exception and approve of you.
What on earth have I been roped into?
Don't worry. I believe you'll be able to clear it. That's why you're here.
Ha! There's no way a youngster like that is going to be able to pass.
If that's what you believe, then please issue the exam straight away if you'd like, because I'm sure that he will be betraying that expectation of yours.
Why are they moving into the exam right now? Because Monami encouraged it. So we ended up moving towards the basement, where they said that this exam was held. You never told me about any of this.
I also didn't expect my grandfather to be so strongly against it.
Is that true? You didn't seem surprised or flustered at all, though.
If anything, this is even better for us. As long as you clear the exam, they won't be able to say anything about us.
Do I have any right to refuse?
Of course you do, but in the event that my grandfather finds out that you're my fake boyfriend, I can't take responsibility for what he's going to do to you.
She's got me! It seems like she had calculated all of this based on that answer. Well then, here is your first test. There will be flash arithmetic displayed. You need to answer 10 questions in a row correctly. Right off the bat, this seems very difficult. If you're going to quit, then now is your chance. No, sir. I'll do it. Well then, start now. When her grandfather hit the switch, 3-digit numbers flipped in quick succession on the board. Flash arithmetic means that I need to add them all up, and in the end, answer the sum of all the numbers. I believe it's 12,758. What is this? You solved this? That was way too many numbers from the very first question. It became very clear to me that the ancestors of this family refused to accept any marriage that wasn't in their political interest.
Just as I mentioned to you earlier, it seemed like he would easily be able to clear the exam.
We only just began. I'm certain that he will make a mistake in no time. After that, I continued to challenge question after question and flash arithmetic, and... There's no way. All 10 questions are correct?
That's the Kaito I know. Looks like it was exactly as I thought.
Well, that was a little tiring. I felt like I had to put my mind at full speed for the first time in a while. I want some sugar for my brain. Are you telling me you're only a little tired? Just from clearing this exam? How dare you be so arrogant? That wasn't my intention, sir. Well, it looks like you can do a little bit of math, but the next test won't be so easy. Only those with a truly sharp brain can find the correct answer in this one. This exam? How many more stages are there?
Don't worry, the next one is the last test.
Oh, I see. Well then, it wasn't that...
That being said, there are 50 questions.
Oh. So, there are 3 doors. From here, you're going to solve the mysteries, and you must select the correct door. So that means that if I open the wrong door, that I fail, correct? Ha! As if we would let it go that easily. Oh well, nothing. Never mind. No, wait! What's gonna happen to me? If you're going to say that much, I need to know!
Relax, even if your luck is bad, you'll only be hospitalized at worst.
I can't relax at all with that!
Well, to be honest, you're just going to experience a little bit of fear. But I really need you to put your all into this, so...
So, this is the problem. God gathered around 13 animals wearing clothes, and he was telling them a story. However, the cat was distracted by the mouse's words and wasn't listening to what God was saying. When God noticed that, they became angry, and they made the cat go home. After that, God turned to a certain animal and said, "You are the same as me, so you will take after me." Out of the remaining 12 animals, who will be God's heir? On each door was written, dog, dragon, monkey, which must mean that it's one of those 3 animals. I looked very closely at the problem board. It was very obvious that the word God was written in a different font from all of the other words, and the kanji's incorrect as well. There were 13 animals, but the cat was sent home, and it turned into 12 animals. That must mean that this has something to do with the remaining 12 animals after the cat was removed. And if the reason that the cat was removed was the mouse, there was a legendary Japanese story about this. In that story, not only is there a dog and a monkey, but there's also a dragon. In that case, out of all the animals wearing clothes, the one that would become the next god would be... I believe the answer is monkey.
That's correct. I knew you would get it, Kaito. In that legendary story, the kanji for monkey is similar to the kanji for god. And then, the clothes make up the other half of the incorrect kanji used in the problem boards. It really is an awful question, isn't it?
They really did try to set me up for failure in this one. But honestly, the flash arithmetic was harder. Without saying this out loud, I just moved on to the next room. After that, I continued to solve the problems and moved into the correct rooms. Just like the first problem, every problem board required close attention, and as long as you had enough general knowledge, they were all easy to solve. And that's why, when I cleared all 50 problems... Well, you proved me wrong. I can't believe that you would actually clear the exam. Look after my Manami, young man. Much to my surprise, the grandfather changed his tune and welcomed me with open arms. To be honest, he was congratulating me like he was a different person, and that in itself was a little bit scary.
Well, that's because ever since we got into high school, he always gets first place in the school exams. He's the only guy that I can't win against, so of course he was easily able to clear this.
Well, isn't that incredible? Now then, we need to carry out the ceremony as soon as possible. Ceremony? Wait a minute, is that… No way! Of course, the wedding ceremony. Why is this happening so fast? I've heard that you both already turned 18 years old. That means that you are both able to get married, so there are no problems here. I think that there are very many problems here, though.
Don't worry. Before you completed the exam, I already got permission from both of your parents, Kaito.
You got around to that way too fast. How are you filling in the blanks without me? What is going on here? Wait a minute. Was Monami trying to get married from the beginning? Oh wait, does that mean she likes me? I didn't even know where to begin. Everything was moving so fast that the questions were circling my mind, and I couldn't help but be confused. As for what happened after that… Monami, Kaito, congratulations on your wedding! All of the blanks were completely filled, and I had nowhere to run away to. And I ended up in an actual, real wedding. This was the first time in my life that things moved this forcefully fast. My parents were both thrilled, and it seemed like I was the only one that had any reservations about this wedding.
I do feel bad that everything moved along without your say, but I didn't want anybody else to be able to take you anymore, so I had to move things along this fast. In return, I promise that I will make you happy no matter what.
When you say it that straightforward to me, there's nothing I can say. Well, as long as we got here, I'll take responsibility too. And so, even though I was still a student, I somehow ended up married, and I moved into Monami's house. That means that we are living together, but…
That is why I love being at home. Nobody gets in our way.
As soon as we're alone together, Monami comes and sticks to my side. To be honest, even when I was dating Kuroka, I've never had somebody be this affectionate and stick to me. And I'm so shy, I don't know what to do. However, when you stick to me like this, it's a little embarrassing.
As a husband, you have the duty to spoil your wife with affection. That means that I'm requiring affection from you.
In this way, Monami was more needy than I imagined, and this lifestyle wasn't so bad. To put it simply, when Monami was needy to me, she was so cute. You mean like this? The cool student council president is actually this cute and affectionate. If the people at school saw this, they would probably think she was a different person. The two of us were all over each other at home, but at school, we still kept our distance. Because Monami had the position of student council president, she needed to set an example for the student body. And so, I kept my distance from her. Otherwise, she would lose her authority as the student council president. In that case, there was the problem that maybe Kuroka and Koya would come make fun of me. But actually, Monami had recorded the entire interaction that day. And then, in front of all the other students, she played that footage for Kuroka and Koya. And she exposed them in front of everybody. Thanks to that, people came to cheer me up, but nobody made fun of me. On the other hand, Kuroka and Koya were shunned by many students, and now they quietly keep to themselves. It turns out that from beginning to end, Monami had us all dancing in the palm of her hand. The reason why she called me out to that place that day was probably because she knew about Kuroka and Koya. That reminds me, there's something I haven't been able to ask you yet.
What is it?
Monami, what is it about me that you actually like? But also, I never asked you whether you even like me or not. Because the wedding was forcefully held, I figured that she must like me to some degree, but I never heard it directly in words from her. That's why I asked her.
To tell you the truth, I've liked you since we were juniors last year. It was the first time in my entire life that I couldn't beat someone in a test. But you never bragged that you were good in school, and you were also very kind. But by the time that I liked you, you were already dating Kuroka, so I was trying to hide it.
Wait a minute. So the reason why you rejected all of those guys was because...
Yeah, of course. It's because I didn't like them back. But the number one reason was because I liked you, Kaito.
I see. When she says that to me, face to face, it makes me blush.
That's especially why I couldn't let them get away with it. That even though she had my Kaito that I liked so much, she was cheating on you with another guy. That's why I swore from the bottom of my heart that I would take her down no matter what.
Well, you already helped me get more than enough of a revenge. So just let them be from now on. Going any further, I would feel pretty bad for them.
You're just too nice, Kaito. To be honest, I want to get back at them way more and keep making them suffer.
That feeling alone is enough for me. We already got married, so let's just forget about those two. And I want to talk about our fun future together from now on. Because otherwise, I know that you would probably not stop and continue to take them down further.
Our fun future. I didn't expect you to be so forward, Kaito.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing at all. More importantly, we're going on our honeymoon this summer, but where do you want to go?
Oh, I don't have that kind of money, though.
Don't worry about that. All of the money that is going to be spent on you will all be coming from the Shirahoshi family from now on. Now, even my grandfather really likes you, and said with a smile on his face that he wants us to spend whatever we want.
Well, that's very kind of them, but I can't help but feel like she's blocking all escape routes with everything she's got. But we're already legally married, so either way, there's nowhere to run to. Anyway.
This is the first time in my life I'm excited about summer break. I'm already counting down the days.
Well, if she's this happy about it, I'm genuinely happy too.
Huh? Oh, why are you petting me all of a sudden? Even though usually I have to ask you to do so.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like petting you. Looking ahead, I'm sure there will be many problems that she and I will need to get over together. But when there's a girl that likes me this much, I wanted to be able to answer to her feelings. And that's why I vowed to continue standing by her side as we face those problems together.